In today's generation, we struggle to find meaningful connections, and a lot of us struggle to find partners that will mirror the type of love that we want for ourselves. And the video that you're going to look at comes from my personal overview and looking at the dating scene from my own perspective and doing a bit of research that might help a lot of you understand the type of qualities and attributes that you can look for in a partner, or rather finding the one. So this list of things will highlight the type of personality traits, the mindset, and the behaviors of the partners that might help a lot of you based on your values or principles. The number one thing that you need to look for when you get into a relationship with someone is that when you are with this person, you can fully become yourself. You are comfortable with your personality. You are comfortable with just being your organic self. You don't have to put up a face. You don't have to put up a mask, and you don't have to impress them in any sense. And you don't need to do the charades and put up presentations so that you can please them, or do you want them to perceive you in a certain way. And you don't have to step on eggshells as you are in the process of getting to know this person that you are getting into a relationship with. And the number one important thing about that is that you feel safe around this person. This person offers you a love that doesn't trigger you, a love that doesn't make you feel insecure. This space is a space of protection and love. And this thing is not gender specific, because we live in a society where things are being perceived in roles. But the reality of the story is that both males and females need to make one another feel safe in the relationships they have with one another. So in a nutshell is that the person you can fully be yourselves with is a person that's going to make you feel safe, is a person that's going to make you feel comfortable being yourself. Number two is that both of you can handle conflict well together. Both of you walk into this union, you walk into this relationship understanding conflict resolution. A lot of people get into relationships with people who lack emotional regulation, and they walk into relationships with people who cannot handle conflict. Any disagreement, there's arguments, there's verbal abuse, there's a lot of things that come into the discussion as when people have differences, because the reality of the story is that two different personalities will always clash from time to time. You and your partner will never see eye to eye. There is no perfect person. But in those differences, you are able to find footing and have common ground, and you are able to apologize to one another and see that you need to have resolutions and solutions for the differences that you have and the problems that you guys come across in your relationships. Or you don't, and this is the thing about people who have conflict resolution skills, is that both of you don't need to avoid hard conversations. Hard conversations are part of the framework and the foundation that makes your relationship strong. You are able to probe one another in a positive way, not in a negative way. You are able to probe each other and see each other's psyche and see each other's traumas, and you guys are able to become vulnerable around one another, and you do not weaponize each other's trauma. And another thing is that disagreements never your disagreements will never escalate to disrespect. And this is another thing that happens in relationships, that we have disagreements, and you are going to take my traumas and pain and use them to disrespect me or to attack me with it. So when we are having our differences, it will never escalate to it will never escalate to disrespect, because we respect one another even in the midst of disagreement. And this is a skill that a lot of people are lacking, that even during conflict and disagreements or indifference, you are not rushing to the point of disrespecting one another. Another part is that you work as a team to solve problems. It's never a thing of one party needs to be the problem solver and the other one is just looking for you to come and apologize and gratify their feelings and all these things. I have a specific saying that in the word team, there is an acronym in it, and it means that together everybody achieves more. So together as a unit, you're going to achieve more. You're going to overcome a lot of things in your relationships, and you're going to see each other from like you're going to understand one another from one another's perspective, and you are able to put yourself in the next person's shoes. Number three is that when you've met the one, you'll realize that it's easy for you guys to share core values and you align in many aspects, and long-term views on things like marriage, finances, and goals, and where you guys are trying to take your life as you're expanding, even in the point of you guys having financial problems. The core values are representative of that, that even if the relationship does not have money, or you guys lose your jobs, or the income is not as flowing as it used to be, those things will not get in the way of your love and your union and your marriage, or the relationships that you guys have with one another, or especially things like children, also faith, lifestyle, that you have a spiritual, you have both a spiritual, financial, emotional relationship with this person. Not that everything is separate from one another. Having core values with a person is important, that you are able to mirror one another in every sense, and you are a spitting image of your person's principles, views, and mindset to a degree. You might have different interests, but you believe in the same things. You want the same things out of life, and you look at love and relationships from sort of the same lens, or you even go to a point where you're willing to learn one another, and you teach each other to understand how the next person views love, and vice versa. And you walk into these unions with, and when, especially, here's the thing that people don't understand, that core values is one of the foundations that will maintain the relationship outside of commitment. That sometimes chemistry does fade away, chemistry fades, and shared direction doesn't really last at times. But when you guys have core values and you believe in the same thing and you're committed to loving one another, those things help you guys to propel the relationship in the right direction. And now you and this person, you are able to build a framework, because the foundation, it's not separate from one another, because you can have somebody who has a foundation made out of wood and you have a foundation made out of concrete. You see, there's a conflict of interest there. One is going to last a long time. One sometimes can have issues depending on the dynamics that come within relationships, or the issues that transpire within relationships. Number four is that when you found a good partner, or the one, as the topic of this video entails, is that you and this person, you will support one another's growth. They support your growth. And what that means is that they support your personal goals and ambitions. And anything that you're going to want to achieve, they are there in your corner. They are there as a mirror, or as a bouncing board, where this person is able to bounce off ideas, and you guys brainstorm together on the pros and cons of whatever that they want to achieve, and you stand in their corner. It's like you become a personal cheerleader for this individual. And this individual does not go anywhere else to find counsel, but they seek counsel unto you. So it's one of those things where if you have a partner that supports your growth, that person becomes a person that you go for advice, for counsel, and for a lot of things. And you put your faith in their love and support. Oh. And the most important thing about having someone that supports your growth is that this person does not compete with you, because many of the times is that we've got partners that are competing with us. It happens that, for instance, that the male is the one that initially earns a high living, and as time goes, the lady then supersedes him, and then she earns more than him. Most guys will have a problem with that, and it is this thing of, even when your partner is winning more than you are able to sit on the side and clap for them and see and have no animosity, and you're not envious. And this thing speaks to a lot of insecurities that comes from the dynamics of dating people, that sometimes people love you when you're number two, and it doesn't only happen in our families, our friendships, or our acquaintances. It does sometimes happen in relationships, that your partner loves you more when you're number two. When you're doing better than them, it becomes problematic. And now it's important to find somebody who supports your growth, that even in the event that they know that they're supporting you, they're not scared that you are going to overshine them, because them seeing you win and become successful makes them happy. And another thing is that we need to understand that having a supportive partner is one of the things that will make your life easier, because we face a lot of challenges. Now, imagine you are dealing with yourself and you've got challenges outside in the world, and now you have another challenge in your relationship where you are having an unsupportive partner, and this person is always discouraging you. And it's important not to have a person that will never discourage you. You must have a partner that believes in you, and a partner that is able to show you your limitations by not criticizing you. It's really vital for us to understand those nuances and differences, that there is wisdom in criticism, but when it's coming from a loving place, that I'm not criticizing you to belittle you, I'm criticizing you to educate you. Oh. And this is where the differences come in, when you have a good person in your corner. And number five, it's consistency versus intensity. Real love feels steady, not chaotic. This specifically speaks to ladies. Ladies love the thrill of getting into relationships and then being wooed and all these things, and these men come in showering them with attention and all these things. But the thing that ladies need to understand, that even in the process of finding love, there are these ego types that come into play that are very manipulative, like the love bomber. The love bombers will come with an intensive, rapid action, and then later come with delayed love. And what that means is that they will push the objective of showing you that they love you in the early stages, but later they are going to show you a side that is not what they presented initially. And what that means is they will put charades and presentations to get into bed with you quicker than you expect, and then that presents a problem. And then you are stuck being in love with that idea of this person, because the whole purpose of this is that they have to sell you an idea of the type of men that they are, so that they can get some form of sexual convenience from you. And then when you are within a relationship with them, they are totally opposite of what they presented initially. So it's one of those things that you guys need to understand about consistency versus intensity, is that a man or a woman that's going to come in your life and become consistent with you, there is no overlays, there is no things that are going to be gradual. And what I mean is this person is always going to be 100% with you from day one. They will love you through every season of your life, male or female. They will be there in your corner. They will support you regardless of what happens in your life. And even within disagreements, they are able to recall themselves and remember that, okay, I might be angry at such and such, but this person is still my partner. And it depends also, because people tend to be manipulative and intentionally make you angry and expect you to love them. But when there's differences and there's disagreements, but in all of those things, that even in the differences that you guys have with one another, that person is still able to come into your life and consistently love you, even when you guys are not seeing eye to eye. Oh. And the last thing that you guys need to understand is that passion matters, and you must understand if this person is passionately in love with you. They see being around you as a duty in their lives, that they always need to pour into your cup, and they need to water this relationship correctly. And you also do the same thing. It must never be a one-sided thing. But emotional stability and trust are the foundation. That people should not break your trust. People must not betray you and expect you to be consistent with them. Because betrayal is a very difficult process, and it's not everyone who can handle betrayal correctly. So it's very vital for us to understand those types of things, that as we are on the process of finding love and building meaningful relationships, we need to be very careful with the trust and the foundations of the relationships that we have with people, that it ruins the consistency if we don't apply ourselves correctly in those terms. Number 6 is that whenever you are with this person, your gut is at peace. You don't feel anxious. You don't overthink. You're just at a place of quietness and happiness. And when you are around this person, you don't feel like you are gambling with your future, or if that you're going to waste your time, or they are either going to leave you. That anxiousness, that anxiety is non-existent when you're dealing with a person that really is the one and is someone that is for you. Things like anxiety, they don't exist. You are never anxious. You are never overthinking. You are never always in your head and playing out negative scenarios all the time. Those things do not exist. And it's very important for all of us to understand that out of everything else, you must never trust your brain. Trust your gut. Your gut is God, and God will never mislead you. When your gut says this is right, trust it with all that you have, and you'll never go wrong. This is the part of the video where I am going to introduce a segment where I'm advising both genders separately, and it is specific. You'll see it as I am describing it, but this part is the advice specifically for men in terms of knowing if you found the one or not. Number 1 is that do not just look for beauty. I'll repeat it again. Do not just look for beauty. Look for character, because beauty fades. Beauty is not finite. And if you're only going to look at the aesthetics of the female, and you're looking at her body, you're looking at a range of things that will get you into trouble, and not understand why this woman is in a relationship with you, and you haven't tested her character, that does she love you only because of what you're able to provide and the things that you do for her? When these things go away, will she remain? That's the question that a lot of you men need to ask yourselves. So you must understand that beauty fades. Do not make beauty your priority. Yes, we would all love to have beautiful women as wives and all these things, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and the behavior and the mindset of the woman, that's where your seed belongs. Because a lot of you focus on the beauty, and then you end up having children with demons, and then you come cry and call women names and all these things, but you were only thinking of your sexual organ. You were not using your brain. You didn't sit down with yourself and vetted this woman correctly and asked yourself, why is this girl in a relationship with me? Where is this relationship going? If I lose everything, will she be in my corner? So it's relative. And you need to watch this woman's behavior outside of your own relationship with her. Watch how she treats others. Watch how she treats others outside of beauty standards, outside of financial standards, societal standards. That meaning that, how does she treat broke men? How does she treat men who are on the street? How does she treat ugly women? And we are not saying people are ugly, but because society has a metric of beauty standards, a lot of people perceive other people to look a certain way if they don't fit that beauty standard of society. So what I'm saying is, you must look at her, how she treats other women who don't fit the common beauty standards. Maybe those women are obese or whatever the case may be. You must look at how she treats those other women, especially if there's no benefit to her. Because right now, she might be treating you to the best because she's getting something from you. Just step back for a little bit and look at how she treats other people. Look at how she treats other people that are not giving her money, and you will see that's the real her. She can't hide it. Choose someone who respects your dreams and ambitions. And in this case, you must pick a woman that calls you out on your slack. When you're not being consistent, when you're not working on yourself enough, this woman must hold you accountable. This woman must remind you of your kingship. She must remind you of your dreams and your visions. And don't let it be that you choose a woman that's going to let you forget yourself. And vice versa. You need to also remind her of the queen she is. Now, remind her every single time that she's beautiful, she's amazing, that she's a queen. And it's vital for us to understand those things, that you need to choose someone who respects where you're trying to take your life, even though they might not see the vision initially. But they must respect you regardless of where you're trying to take your life. It's very vital. The last part of the advising of men is that avoid the trap of idolizing women too much. Or worse, avoid trying to fix something that you didn't break. Loving her exactly how she is a fantasy. It doesn't end well. This is the problem with the society that we have. We have a society that wants men to become heroes to situations that they didn't create. And you're going to walk into a reality that's going to break you and that's going to exhaust you. Same as you. You cannot expect a woman to come into your life and fix your traumas. It doesn't work that way. So why is that there must be an expectation for a man to fix a woman's traumas? It's not realistic. It's very problematic. So don't fix what you didn't break. Let that woman work on herself. She needs to be whole before she meets you. Same as you, there's an expectation for you to be whole. She also needs to be whole when she comes into your life. So that part is where you guys need to understand. Do not idolize her beauty, and you forget to look in the mindset and the heart and the spirit of this woman. This section is the part where I'm advising the women, where they need to look for aspects and attributes of the type of men they need to see in their lives, if they're good or bad. Ladies, out of everything else, one thing you should know about men and their character and their mindset: pay attention to how he reacts when you say no to him. I'm not saying that you should play games with him. That's not what I'm saying. Sometimes, for instance, you're in a relationship with a man, you don't feel like making love to him. Watch if this man is entitled, because a lot of men have a tendency of being entitled to a woman's body just because they are providing financial attributes, or they're bringing some form of finance. They feel entitled, and that entitlement breeds anger issues. It breeds a man that is going to want to control you in a bad way, or the control freak mindset, that they want to have their way. Even they're not even considering that you might not be feeling well, you're not in the mood of having sex, or your body is not feeling, or you're not aroused at that point. You guys need to understand and look at if this man is willing to respect everything about you and respect your decision of saying no, and say, okay, no, she doesn't feel like it, I'm gonna go to bed, and he doesn't take it personally. No. And you must look at him, especially when you disagree with him. A lot of men have fragile egos, and the fragile ego type doesn't want women that disagree with them. And when you disagree with them, you trigger parts of their persona. And some of these men, they are very physical, and for the fact that you disagree with them, they might abuse you physically. Some would even abuse you emotionally. So it's important for ladies to understand these types of things. And ladies, very vital thing: do not confuse attention for intention. I'll repeat it again. Do not confuse attention for intention. And what that means is that some men chase. They will chase you. They will put in the energy. Remember, the love bomber. They will chase you. They'll put in the energy. And you think he's intentional just because he's chasing you. there's a fundamental difference. No, because he might be chasing you, but he might not be ready for commitment. So you must look at the intention. What is it that man is trying to do with you? Where is he trying to go with his life? What is it that he wants from you? Do not confuse the two, because you guys confuse this chase mentality as him trying to be in your life. Oh, Chomi, he's giving me attention, he's giving me all these things, but the attention is very dangerous. You must look at where the attention is coming from and what is the ultimate goal of this attention from this man. No, look for a emotionally mature man. No, not just charm and status, because a man can have a lot of money and still be immature, and it's gonna waste your time. It's gonna bring diseases in your life. He's going to bring you drama from the streets, but he's very financially okay, but he cannot control himself. Or vice versa, this man might be broke, or he's earning an average salary and you are with him, but if he's not mature enough and he's got emotional maturity and emotional regulation, you're going to have an issue. So the crux of this is this: no matter which man you date in the economic ladder, you check the maturity, check the emotional maturity and the emotional regulation. You have no space as a woman that is intentional, that wants to build her life and wants to have a family, to choose a man who cannot regulate his emotions, whether he has money or not. Pick a man who is emotionally mature, a man who knows what he wants, a man with purpose and direction. It's very important. Status says nothing about a man if he cannot control his mind, his emotions, and his body. Choose a man who values your mind more than your body. Because what happens is a lot of you fall into a trick, and this trick brings you into a lot of trouble. That this man loves your body, you age, and when you age, that man is over you. He's gonna look for a younger girl. So it's important to find a man who's in love with your mind, who's in love with your spirit, and you see that this man is in love with your being, not and your essence, not the exterior. The exterior is just a bonus, but he's in love with your essence. So this is the part of the advice of the ladies, and I hope it helps you guys to understand a few things about what type of men to avoid and what type of men to look for. The last part of this video is the red flags to never ignore. There are specific types of red flags to never ignore, whether male or female. And the first one is the constant criticism. Number 2 is the gaslighting. Number 3 is manipulative tactics, manipulation in essence. Both males and female are able to constantly criticize you. You date a person that doesn't want to hear your opinion, that doesn't want to hear your views. They only shut you down. They never want to hear anything that you have to say. Number 2, they gaslight you. They want you to react a specific way. They attack your persona. They attack your character. They never want to. They always try to dehumanize you or make you feel a certain type of way. Number 3, it's the manipulators. They will manipulate you to get whatever benefit that they want from you. So all of these 3 things are not gender specific. You can come across any of these people as a male or a female. Number 2 of this is just, ladies, you guys need to understand there's a fundamental difference. And even as guys, there's a difference between jealousy and protection. Sometimes a person trying to protect you, you need to see where it's coming from, and they need to be valid reasons, because jealousy can be very toxic in relationships. Jealousy can be very, 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 very controlling, in a sense where a person is so overly jealous they're unwilling to let you have a life. A person that is unwilling to let you interact with certain genders, even it be professional. You have to get into a Teams meeting or you have to engage with a client. Already there's an assumption that you are cheating. So protection, sometimes it needs to be studied correctly when we are entering into these relationships. You must stay away from people who avoid responsibility. And responsibility is very broad. This can come from accountability. This can come from personal responsibility. This can come from shared responsibility. And what that means is that when it's shared responsibility is that when you are in a unit, when you are in a relationship, you serve as a unit. Everybody must play their role. Everybody must be a team player. Do not date someone who's got avoidance of responsibility. They don't want to play their part. And individual responsibility or personal responsibility will come from that level of, is this person taking part or taking acknowledgement of their own behavior, and they are playing their role in this relationship as an individual? Because we need to self-reflect that the relationship that I'm in, am I pouring enough energy and effort? Or am I being used? Those types of things. So it's really important for us to understand those levels and innuendos. The other part is inconsistent behavior. Inconsistent behavior, it's easy to pick up. It's easy to pick up. If the energy of this person within 12 months has somehow dissipated, there's a problem. It's either you're not the focus or they're distracted. So pick up on those distractions. Now, do not make excuses for people, because you must also look at yourself that if I am still pouring in my 100%, what is my partner doing? And vice versa. The last part is that do not date people that are going to make you feel like you're not enough or you're doing too much. Date a person who appreciates you. Date a person that sees your value. Date a person that sees your efforts. It's very important for you guys to understand this part of the video. But I hope this video is helpful. As much as it might not have been perfect, but I hope the message has went across the way I hope it did. I hope you guys share this video and like it. And please like and subscribe to my channel. It would be highly appreciated.